Remember when this season started 3 years ago?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. It just feels like 3 years ago. Whenever it started, we were pumped how anyone could win. The Warriors are injured, so it's wide open, right? Giannis is the reigning MVP. AD is in LA with PG and KL. You know, Kawhi Leonard. Either way, Larry O'Brien is up for grabs. And you know who loves Larry? I love the Clippers! Well, actually, the Clippers haven't even met Larry. The season started and it looked like Larry wants to stay home in Canada. The Raptors lost Kawhi but did not miss a beat. So, of the contenders or the underdogs, we're gonna rank the teams to take Larry home from the playoff bubble. Hey, it's Casey, welcome to AM Hoops. We are wearing the F3 shirt today, getting excited for the playoffs. Ben Simmons does not shoot threes, but he still dominates. If you wanna get the shirt, it's down below, link in the description. Today is a Patreon day. This topic was requested by Kevin. He gets a shout out and he can request video topics because he's a member of Patreon. That link also down below in the description. So let's start with number 8, the Toronto Raptors. Odds to win, 3.5%. Strengths, defense, depth, and experience. Weaknesses, offense, and star power. So clearly I am not a believer of the regular season Raptors. They have the number 2 defense in the league, and they try hard every night. Well, guess what? Everyone does that in the playoffs. The Raptors are gonna face teams that raise their game defensively, and when it comes down to who can get a bucket in the clutch, the Raptors don't have anyone I would bet on. Pascal Siakam is their number 1, but that is a huge drop-off from Kawhi Leonard. Forget the regular season, okay? Kawhi may be the best or second best player in the league because of what he does in the postseason. Here's Kawhi's numbers from the playoffs last year. 30.9 points per game, 9.2 boards, 4 assists, and 1.7 steals. That is literally one of the greatest postseason runs ever. Raptor fans who think they didn't lose a lot because of their regular season are about to get a wake-up call. There is a huge difference between regular season ball and postseason ball. Superstars win in the postseason, and the Raptors don't have one anymore. Number 7, the Miami Heat. Odds to win it all, 4%. Their strengths, shooting, versatility, starting 5 talent. Their weaknesses, youth, defense, and star power. Jimmy Butler is a star, but he is not on par with guys like LeBron James, Kawhi Leonard, or in his own conference, Giannis Antetokounmpo or Joel Embiid when he's healthy. The Heat have been a great story this year, no doubt. They've got 3 young guys who have emerged as difference makers: Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, Kendrick Nunn. The issue, though, is relying on those 3 young guys in the postseason. I think teams need to take steps to win, and while their leader has playoff experience, the bulk of the team does not. Miami hasn't played their typical top-line defense this year, but I do think they're one of the teams that can raise their game in that department in the playoffs. I don't think they'll go all the way, but this is the definition of valuable playoff experience. Number 6, the Boston Celtics. Odds to win it all, 4.3%. Their strengths, starting 5 talent, defense, experience. Their weaknesses, depth, size, and star power. My biggest issue here with the C's is I don't think Jason Tatum is good enough yet to be the best player on a championship team. We did see that superstar jump this year for 3 months in the regular season, and you know how I feel about the regular season. I need to see him play like an MVP in the playoffs to believe he is one of the guys who can win it all. Another issue is depth. Boston is the shallowest contender, so they can't afford 1 injury, 1 positive COVID test, or even a cold shooting streak. Now, they do have a fantastic starting 5. They've got enough talent to beat anyone on any given night, but I am concerned about their depth and their lack of size against Philly and Milwaukee. Number 5, speaking of size, the Rockets. Odds to win, 5.5%. Strengths, shooting, experience, star power. Weaknesses, that size, and streakiness. I do not believe in the Rockets' small ball lineup, especially in the postseason, but that is risky because a lot of people said that right after the trade deadline, and they look stupid pretty quick. Here's a look at what the Rockets did right after that trade. They beat the Lakers. Loss, then 6 straight wins. Micro ball works. Then the losing started. Did the Rockets get tired? Did the league figure them out? I don't know, but what I do know is teams will definitely figure out the Rockets in a 7-game playoff series. The postseason isn't just different because it's intense with better defense, but because you play the same team over and over. Some people argue, oh, Houston's going to be great with fresh legs. It helps skinny Harden not run out of gas. The small ball guys will have energy to defend the bigs. But I disagree. Every team has fresh legs. The Rockets are a fascinating franchise to watch here. They will win their first round matchup against the Nuggets or the Jazz, but ultimately I think they fail. Number 4, the Philadelphia 76ers, odds to win it all, 8%. Strengths, star power, experience, two-way talent. Their weaknesses, maturity and chemistry. My biggest issue with the Sixers is Joel Embiid saying the offense should run through him is still a headline. You should have figured that out like 2 years ago. How is that news? The chemistry between him and Ben Simmons still clearly isn't figured out, and adding Al Horford did not help. He was coming off the bench, making $100 million when the season stopped. If, though, they can somehow figure that all out in this training camp plus the 8 games, I could see the Sixers winning it all. They have the talent to beat anyone, but there are 3 main reasons I believe in the Sixers. First, they're one of the few teams that can match up one-on-one with Giannis and not get slaughtered. Second, they have the second easiest schedule in the bubble. That means they will rise in the standings and probably face the Heat, who are number 7 in my power rankings. Now, Philly did have trouble with them in the regular season, but it will be a different look in the playoffs. And third, the Sixers are the team to benefit most from playing at a neutral site. They were the best home team and the worst road team this year. They will thrive, though, with no home court advantage as a factor. My number 3 team in the power rankings is the Bucks. Their odds to win it all, 23%. Their strengths, star power, two-way talent, and size. Their weaknesses, star depth, and point guard play in the postseason. The Bucks had one of the best regular seasons I can remember. I mean, Giannis is the leader for back-to-back MVP. Chris Middleton in the 50-40-90 club. They were able to manage Giannis's minutes to about 30 per game and still be on a 60-win pace. Brilliant move by the Bucks to manage your MVP's minutes so he'd be that fresh come playoff time. And that advantage is gone with quarantine. Everyone had time off, so every single star will be rested. So throw that out. Another thing that dings them in my book is home court advantage. It means nothing. They worked hard all year to have home court all the way through the finals. It's not fair, but every game will be on a neutral site. That sucks. Still, they have a great chance to come out of the East with Giannis. But Chris Middleton is not a championship number 2. Think about it. The last number 2 championship player like Middleton was Klay Thompson in 2015. Last year was kind of funky because of all the injuries. Before that, it was Steph Curry, Kyrie Irving, and then Klay. Do I think Chris Middleton is better than Klay Thompson? No. The competition this year is even deeper than 2015. If Milwaukee makes the finals, they would lose to one of our last 2 teams. Number 2, the Lakers. Their odds to win it all, 29%. Their strengths, star power, size, two-way talent, and experience. Their weaknesses, depth, and three-point shooting. The Lakers have put everything into winning this season. I mean, they sold a lot of their future for Anthony Davis. LeBron James ain't getting any younger. Other teams feel like maybe they got a year or 2. This feels like it for LeBron's team, and that urgency helps. Losing Avery Bradley did hurt, but it's not as big of a deal as some are making it out to be. They were 17-2 without Avery Bradley this year. And bottom line, they have the second best chance to win it all because they've got LeBron and AD. My first concern, though, is an over-reliance on LeBron. They have a hard time scoring when he sits, so starters are going to have to play most of the game. Depth is not a strong suit. Second is that three-point shooting. Only 5 teams took fewer threes in the West. That worked in the regular season, but I think they'll need to do better in the playoffs. The Lakers have a great chance to win it all, though, but I think the Clippers win the West. Their odds to win, 30%. Strengths, star power, depth, two-way talent, and experience. And their weaknesses, size and health. The Clippers had planned out their season, and it got thrown off. They were peaking heading into the playoffs, but quarantine stopped them. I mean, Kawhi and Paul George won 7 of their last 8 games they played together, and they would have beaten the Lakers if not for Avery Bradley. The time off will help the Clips though, because Joakim Noah and Marcus Morris have even more time to gel with their teammates. Adding those two guys makes the deepest NBA roster even better. Kawhi Leonard, of course, is the biggest factor here. He has shown that he is cold-blooded in the playoffs. He doesn't care who the opponent is or what the odds are. He won a title last year limping around the court. If anyone's gonna be thrown off by the weird bubble conditions, Robot Kawhi ain't it. The Clippers have the most talent and experience, and they've got the best chance to win it all. So Steve Ballmer loves Larry, and he might get to meet him at the end of these playoffs. Now we're gonna have a playoff prediction 2.0 video right before the postseason starts, because so much can change in quarantine. But for now, those are my bubble power rankings. Support AM Hoops and click subscribe. Don't miss a daily NBA video.